Video again finds you well. We survived a week of this, so I'm proud of you for getting in here and watching these videos and working on your My Math Labs. You do have an OWOW in your on Blackboard that's a review for test on fractions and conversions. So I'd like you to do that and submit it as an OWOW this week. And it's just to see how you're doing on that work. Make sure you look at the key for the OWOW that I graded, just to make sure that you're understanding how to add and subtract fractions and how to get those common denominators in order to add and subtract those. All right, so as promised, I just wanted to work through the extra practice. I'm making the big assumption that you guys have tried this, okay? So if you haven't tried this, and you have not tried this, you should pause the video, get on the horn, get these done, and then watch the video. Because I was just going to post the key, but I thought it might be better just to work it through with you guys. So this one, as I see it, it can be a one-stepper or two-stepper. If you're using the sheet that I posted online, it's a one-stepper. But if you're going to use this conversion chart, there's nowhere that I gave you miles to yards. So we're going to go miles to feet and then feet to yards. Okay, so this is going to be a two-stepper. All right, so as always, step number one, write down what you're given. And I'm telling you right now, and I'll always tell this to you, we're going to do this in two steps. I'll always tell it to you. So we can go from miles to feet. So I'm going to get rid of miles. So that goes on the bottom, feet goes on the top. And now we can go from feet to yards. So take a minute, look back at your conversion chart, and we got it right in the numbers, right? Because staring at this now, miles will cancel, feet will cancel, and I'm left with yards. So I'm good to go with that. So it looks like there's 5,280 feet in 1 mile. And then there's 3 feet in 1 yard. Okay, so on your calculator, I'm going to put in my 3 fractions. Okay, got my 3 fractions in there. Oh, I don't know what I did wrong. Oh, I forgot to hit times. Okay. All right. And there you go, 2,112 yards. I mean, there'll be a lot of yards in a mile. A mile's pretty long. All right. So hopefully you got that. If you didn't, give me a shout. We'll go over it. So for the 47,500 feet, you put that over 1, multiply by a fraction. We want to get rid of feet and be left with miles. Okay, so then you just look at your chart. In 1 mile, there's 5,280 feet. And you can just fact check it. Feet on the top cancel with feet on the bottom. And then we're going to pull out our calculator. Holy schmolies. Okay, here we go. 47,500 over 1 times 1 over 5280. And so it says in the directions, where rounding is necessary, round all answers to the nearest hundredth. So this is kind of tricky. We want to make the 9 higher, right? So then that would become a 10. Then that would become a 10. So as weird as it looks, if we round that, it's going to be 9 miles. Right? We want to make the 9 higher. And I'm hoping that you'll see that 9 is really close to 8.996, right? 9 miles. All right. Let's flip. All right, 45 inches. So we're going to start with 45 inches and put it over 1. That's bright enough for you to see. Okay, and then I'm going to flip back to the English to the, or the US to the metric, right there. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. Okay, so inches is go on the bottom. Centimeters will go on the top because we want to get rid of inches and be left with centimeters. And it looks like 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. Okay, so the inches cancel. I'm left with centimeters on the top. So we have everything's over 1, so I'm just going to go ahead and multiply the numerators. So it looks like 114.3 centimeters. Alright, hopefully you tried this one. So we have 800, it should be fluid ounces over 1. We're looking for the chart that has fluid ounces to cups, so that's the capacity one, right here. Okay, so there's 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. Alright. So we want to get rid of the ounces, be left with cups, and there's 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. Alright, so 800 over 1 times 1 over 8. So it looks like we'll have 100 cups. If you haven't had a chance to do that, plug that into your calculator and make sure that that makes sense. Alright, so that gave us 100 cups. Centimeters. Okay. And the last one on this page. So again, you put it over 1, what you're given. Find the tons to pounds, right there. There's 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. Okay, so just keep that in the back of your head. We want to get rid of tons and be left with pounds. And I said there's 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. So do you see the tons will cancel? And since I have 1s in the bottom, I'm just going to go for it and go 0.01 times 2,000. Looks like we've got 20 pounds in 0.01 tons. Okay, and we are going to do some temperature conversions after we finish this practice up, okay? So, again, if you haven't tried this, pause it, pause the video, okay, and try these first, and then come back and turn it on, all right? So let's go ahead and try these. So we've got 1,000 feet, and we want to go to miles. So I'm going to get rid of feet, that goes on the bottom, and miles goes on the top. So I'm just make sure, right, feet will cancel. So in 1 mile, there's 5,280 feet. This says to round it to 1 decimal. Okay, so that's what we'll do at the end if we need to round. So we have 1,000 over 1, and we're going to multiply that by 1 over 5,280. Okay, so to 1 decimal, it looks like I'm going to either keep the 1 or make it higher. That 8's going to tell me to make it higher. So there's 0.2, about 0.2 miles in 1,000 feet. Okay, 10 yards to meters. So we're starting with 10 over 1. And then I'm going to look at my conversion. You have this chart where 1 meter is 1.09 yards. Okay? So yards goes on the bottom, meters goes on the top, and in 1 meter there's 1.09 yards. So yards will cancel. Okay, so we're going to have 10 over 1 times 1 over 1.09. So to 1 decimal, it'll be 9.2. We make that 1 higher because of the 7 meters. All right, couple more. All right, if you run a half a marathon, okay, that's 13.1 miles. We want to change that to kilometers. So put miles on the bottom and kilometers on the top. If you look at your chart, right, look at the chart that I just showed you. You've got 1 kilometer right here is 0.62 miles. Okay, so the 1 goes with the kilometers, the 0.62 goes with the miles. The miles cancel. See, we're left with kilometers, so that's good. All right, and then we just bought our calculator. So 13.1 over 1 times 1 over 0.62. All right, so to 1 decimal, we're going to keep that 1. We're not going to make it higher. So it looks like we're going to have 21.1 kilometers. Right, 2 more to go. Let's see, gallons to quarts. So let's find our chart for gallons to quarts. It looks like it's going to only be a 1-stepper, right? Because we've got gallons to quarts right here. So keep that in mind. 1 gallon is 4 quarts. Keep that in the back of your head. So we got 5 gallons over 1. That's always step number 1. Write what you're given over 1. And we want to get rid of gallons. And we want to be left with quarts. Okay? So the gallons will cancel. And in 1 gallon, there's 4 quarts. So look, I have 1s in the bottom, so I can just go ahead and multiply the numerators. So 5 times 4 is 20 quarts. All right, I'm hoping you're getting the hang of these, right? I'm hoping that these make some sense. Make sure you practice with my math lab. This last one, I don't think that we put a conversion from ounces to pounds. I'm checking it out. Is there ounces to pounds? Let me look. Oh, there it is. I found it. 16 ounces is 1 pound. It's right there. It's right on your sheet. So 16 ounces to 1 pound. Okay. So we have 24 ounces over 1. We want to get rid of ounces and be left with pounds. Okay. So the ounces cancel. All right. And so I said there's 16 ounces in 1 pound. All right, here we go. So it looks like I needed my calculator for this one. So I'm just multiplying these 2 fractions. Okay, and if you want to leave it as 3 over 2, I like using that change key to change it to a decimal, right? Or you have your S to D, or your F to D key would change it from a fraction to a decimal. Either way you want to write it, I don't care. It's 1.5 pounds. 1.5 pounds. All right, now the problems on the back are a little interesting. These ones are from Math 970. So if you have Math 970 next semester, you're going to see these exact problems. There's not going to be anything different. We do those within the first couple weeks. And this one, it says how many feet are in 500 centimeters. It says round your answer to 2 decimal points, and this is a 2-step problem. All right. Well, we always start it the same, right? We got to write what we're given, and we put it over 1. All right, it's 2 steps. So there's my 2 fractions. Now, the only thing, oops, sorry about that. I just wonked this is going unedited. I just wonked the camera. Sorry about that. Where is it? All right, this is what we're given. The only thing on this sheet is centimeters to inches. So I'm really comfy going from centimeters to inches, and then we know how to go from inches to feet. So we should be good with this. All right, so we want to get centimeters on the bottom. If I can get inches on the top, then I know that there's 12 inches in 1 foot. I can go from inches to feet pretty easily. So let's see if it cancels. Centimeters on the top and bottom. inches on the top and bottom. Aha, and then I'm just left with feet. So we're good. This is really going to work out really nice. So looking at my chart, there's 1 inch and 2.54 centimeters. Okay? And then in 1 foot, we've got 12 inches. All right, so it looks like I've got 3 fractions I've got to pop in there. So we have 500 over 1 times 1 over 2.54 times 1 over 12. And we round around our answer to 2 decimal places, so 16.4. Looks like I'm going to keep that 0, right? I'm going to keep the 0. So 16.40 feet. All right. So this is interesting. All they want you to do for Math 970 is just tell what units would be left. So it's just like a canceling exercise. So if you see 1 unit on the bottom and the same unit on the top, then you can cancel it. So for example, I see miles on the bottom and miles on the top. Those will cancel. I see hours on the bottom, hours on the top. Those will cancel. I see minutes on the bottom, minutes on the top. Those will cancel. And I have feet on the top and seconds in the denominator and nothing else to cancel. So I'm left with feet in the numerator, seconds in the denominator. So feet per second. That's the units I'm left with. So for this one, they want to know which one of these would have the units where you just have yards left. So let's just go through each one and figure out what would be the units at the end if we canceled all the common units. So feet on the top, feet on the bottom. Mile on the top, mile on the bottom. Inches on the top and inches on the bottom. So this one is feet over yards. Nope, that's not just plain old yards. So here we have centimeters I can cancel. Inches I can cancel. Feet I can cancel. Nope. Meters on the top, yards on the bottom. Nope. Oh, the font is so little on this one. So we've got feet on the bottom, feet on the top. Inches in the numerator, inches in the denominator. Miles will cancel with miles. Woo, this one's it. All right, I only have yards left with this one. And just for kicks, let's see what this is. So miles will cancel. Feet will cancel. And this one I'm going to have yards squared over inches. So not that one. Nope, not that one. Okay, the last little thing I wanted to talk about, and you might want to just pull out some scrap paper, or you could, use the margin of this sheet. I want to talk about converting back and forth between Celsius and Fahrenheit, or Fahrenheit to Celsius. Specifically these two, because we don't have a big hold on Celsius. So the 2 formulas you want to write down, and these would be given to you, are Fahrenheit. The degree should actually be over there. Degrees Fahrenheit. Cross that off. This should actually be right there. Degrees Fahrenheit is equal to the 9/5 times degrees Celsius plus 32. So if you're given Celsius, you can easily convert it to Fahrenheit. So I'm going to actually write this down again on this problem right here. This is the first page of the conversion section. And we threw on some temperature ones, so I thought we should probably know how to use it. So here's the formula. If you're given something in Celsius, you can convert it to Fahrenheit by using this formula. And I would give this to you. You would never have to memorize this. So if you're given something in Celsius, you can figure out what the temperature would be in Fahrenheit. So let's go ahead and do this. We're given that it's 25 degrees Celsius outside. If we plug this into my calculator, it's going to tell us what the Fahrenheit would be, and then we can decide if we need a winter jacket or not. Like if we're in Canada and they say it's going to be 25 degrees today, we Canadians do their temperature in Celsius. If it were Fahrenheit, we'd know we needed a winter jacket, but knowing that it's in Celsius, it's going to be 77 degrees Fahrenheit. 25 degrees Celsius is equal to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So, would we need a winter jacket? That would be a big old no. We would not need a winter jacket. All right. I thought there was one more on this page that we left blank. Yeah. This one. It says an air-conditioned room is comfy if it's set at 60 degrees Celsius. All right, here's my formula. Fahrenheit equals 9/5 times Celsius plus 32. And I will give this to you. You don't have to memorize this. So we know that it's 60 degrees Celsius in a room. Is that going to be comfy or not? So on your calculator, you're just going to put this into the calculator and then hit equals. And whatever comes out of that, that's going to tell you what the temperature would be in Fahrenheit. Okay, yeah, it's not going to be comfy at all, right? We probably wouldn't even survive it that long. And if an air-conditioned room was 140 degrees Fahrenheit, that makes no sense at all whatsoever. So no, that would not be a comfortable room at all. We would be close to the equator if that was the case. That would not be comfy. All right, and then if you ever happen to be given something in Fahrenheit, and they ask you to convert it to Celsius on your My Math Lab. Here, let's practice this. Let's practice this. So, how about, well, what's the temperature today? Today it was pretty nice. It actually hit about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So, let's pretend today's high was 65 degrees Fahrenheit. And we have someone that from Canada that goes, well, what does that mean? What's 65 degrees Fahrenheit? Well, what would that temperature be in Celsius? So you just want to pop this into your calculator. That's all you want to do. Nothing more. Exactly how you see it. So I have this fraction key. I have 5 parentheses 65 minus 32. Get that in. So use your fraction key. Okay, 5. And if there's parentheses there, I recommend using them. And then arrow down over 9. So, oh, that would be confusing to tell someone from Canada that, so we want to make sure we change it to a decimal. So if it was 65 today, those folks up in Canada would say it was 18.3 degrees Celsius. So that's how you convert back and forth from Fahrenheit to Celsius or Celsius to Fahrenheit. So this is so now you have both formulas, right? Now you have the formulas at your hand, so if you get some of those in My Math Lab, you should be okay, right? You should be okay to just pop those into your calculator. All right, well, I hope you guys have a good weekend. Again, I'm proud of you for making this transition. I know it has not been easy, but hopefully we only have a week left of it, and then we have spring break. And here's to hoping that our area is safe and that we can go back to school and get back to a little bit more normal routine. All right, well, take care. Have a nice weekend. Let me know if you have any questions on that review for fractions and conversions, and I look forward to getting those in my email, either through Remind, although if it's Remind you have to take a picture individually of each page to send me, so I know that's a lot of pages, or you could send it to me in an email, in one email, up to you though. All right, so take care. Remember, you can always contact me through a Zoom room, and I hope you have a good weekend. Bye-bye.